Hey everybody, this is Boomy here, and I'm so excited because in this video, we are going to be helping a lot of people. And I have a special guest here with me today on this Zoom who I'm going to interview because he has an amazing story that you have to hear and that truly may just save a life. And if nothing else, it has the ability to improve lots of people's health and well-being. So please help me to welcome Mr. Randy Steen. Yay!
Hey everybody, how you doing?
Hey, Randy, I'm so excited. I can't stand it. And thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to visit with us for a moment, because what we're going to be doing in this video is very exciting. Let me just get to some of the things that have been impacting my life and my heart lately. I had a friend about 4 months ago, 45, he died of a heart attack. I have another friend whose father recently had a stroke. Another young lady who I know, 52 years old, now she's suffering from conditions of a stroke. My best friend, who's like a sister, her mom about 3 months ago had a stroke, and she's like, I feel like I've lost my mother. These are just 3 or 4 examples of the many that I know that you all could be telling too, the many stories of people who have been negatively impacted by some form of cardiovascular disease. Guys, this is real. Heart disease is the #1 killer out here. And I'm so happy and grateful that heart disease did not kill Randy Steen, although it was trying to. So what I want us to do first, Randy, I want you to give like the short version of what happened for you, because as the doctor said, a lot of people, including yourself, thought you may be on the way out, but God had a different story. You got introduced to this amazing product, the Thrive Organic Greens, and you're still here today. And then give us your website where people can hear the full story. So Randy, what's your quick testimony?
Well, thank you for having me on, Boomy, and I'm glad because I want to share this with everybody. It's my passion, as you well know. I want everybody in the world to know that they can change their life. What happened to me basically was about 2 years ago, I developed some massive pains. And I first kind of poo-pooed them, but then I realized it was serious. And I went to the doctor, real short version of this, and he did a bunch of tests on me. And he said, Randy, we have to run you in. And he said, I think we're going to want to do we try to do a stent, but he said, by looking at your blockage, I didn't realize this, but if the blockage is too long, they can't do a stent. They have to go in and do bypass surgery. And I've always been in nutrition all my life. And let this be a lesson to you. Just because you're taking a whole bunch of nutrition does not mean you're safe from this if you're not taking the right stuff. Okay. Right. And I said, well, I want to try and fix this naturally. Make a long story short, I went on a quest to see what I could do to fix this, and I found nothing. Now somebody sent me what Boomy was just holding up, 3 of those samples of the sticks of the Thrive product, and I started taking them, and within 3 days I could tell a massive difference. And let me tell you something, I couldn't walk from my bedroom to my kitchen without sitting down and get rid of the pain in my arm and catch my breath. That's about maybe 40 feet or 50 feet from the one to the other. And so I started on the product. Within 3 days I felt better. Make a long story short, I'm here today. I'm clear, I'm clean, I'm feeling good. I walk my dogs, and I just thank God that I found that, because I honestly believe if those packets had not gotten into my hand, I wouldn't be here today. Now, you can hear the whole story and see documentation that backs up what I'm saying at www.randysstory. That's Randy's Story. So there's 2 S's in there, randystory.com. www.randystory.com. You'll see a video, you'll see the documentation, and you can find out how to get information. And by the way, I'm sharing this with everybody I can.
Yes.
That product is great for anybody.
Well, Randy, I thank you for sharing that short version. I do want people to get all the details and actually see your medical records, because when I saw those images of that blockage, 90% blocked, then you started putting this awesome nutrition into your system. And then down to 12%, I'm like, oh my gosh, this Thrive does some amazing things. It's one thing just to say what it does, but when you really had the image where people can see, it just is extra confirmation. So let's talk about what is in this package, because people are saying, wow, if it did all this, if it allowed him to bypass the surgery, what is in it that did such a great work in his body? So tell us more about that, Randy.
Okay, well, listen, there's two main ingredients in here, which I call the backbone of the whole formula. Actually, there's three, but there's two I'm going to talk about first. And these ingredients are L-arginine and L-citrulline. Now, years ago, not too many years ago, there were three scientists, three doctors that received the Nobel Prize for discovering that L-arginine was what they call the miracle molecule. And what it literally does, it helps your body to produce something called nitric oxide, which does one thing. It literally makes your blood vessels expand. That's the whole purpose of it, is to make your arteries flexible so they expand and contract with the pressure. Now, if you have a blockage, the other thing that it does is it gets in and helps your body to go to root or out, should we say, that blockage. Now, our product is different and unique than a lot of other products on the market. And here's what I mean by that. We don't just contain L-citrulline and L-arginine, which are the two that really powerhouses that work together, but our product contains something called augmentine, which is an actual derivative of L-arginine. And it literally comes from the L-arginine, but it makes that whole package many times stronger than if you were to just try to go to the store and buy L-arginine and L-citrulline by itself, which, by the way, I had done before because I'd heard it work. Didn't do anything for me all by itself until it was in the formula. We have something else in our formula that's extremely powerful. Now, there's a lot of B vitamins and other things in there, and I'm not going to really get into those right now. What I want you to understand is our product also contains what we call organic greens. So this is a really powerful part of our formula, because what it does is it takes all of these greens. There's different grasses in there that they get, wheat and barley, and these grasses are taken at a real young age. Because people say to me, hold it, wheat, barley, there's gluten. No, there's no gluten in this. The gluten happens when the grasses head out and you get the grains. The gluten is in the grains, not in the grass. Okay? And these grasses, Boomy, are growing in a old volcanic lake bed that's rich in what we call rare earth minerals. These minerals are extremely powerful and your body needs them. And so these grasses are full of them. Plus, they're full of antioxidant activity. And I don't know if you know what oxidation is. You understand what that is? Okay. You know, if you cut an apple in half and you let it sit there, it turns yellow. Brown, yeah, turns brown. If you put lemon juice on it, it doesn't. Well, why is that? Because lemon juice is an antioxidant. The vitamin C in the lemon juice protects the apple from oxidizing or rusting.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what these grasses do. They get into your blood vessels. They give you the minerals your body needs. I don't know if you know this or not, but you cannot, when you take a vitamin in, if you don't have a corresponding mineral or 2 or 3 or 6, whatever it takes, that vitamin doesn't work. Did you know that?
That's right.
With it, okay? So these grasses get in there. They carry these nutrients, L-arginine and L-citrulline and the B vitamins and the other things that are in there, carry them right down into the artery wall. There's one layer of cells in that wall called an endothelium. And those little cells right there are the only ones that produce the nitric oxide that keep your arteries clean. And if you were to touch that, a healthy endothelium cell, it would feel like running your hand over the most soft, beautiful, wonderful velvet that you've ever felt in your life. It would just feel beautiful. And that's how they're supposed to feel. These nutrients, including those greens, which, by the way, every one of those packets is the equivalent of about 2 to 2.5 pounds of vegetables. So if you don't like to eat your vegetables, you can drink them in the
Drink them.
Yeah. And that's what these ingredients do, and they work synergistically together. So just imagine I tell people to imagine this all the time. I don't know what your blood vessels look like, I can guarantee you, if you think they're totally smooth inside and they're not plugged any place at all, you're sadly mistaken, because there's some going on in everybody. They're finding it in 11-year-old kids that die, and they do an autopsy on them. They're
Wow.
finding 30 and 40 and 50% blockage in their arteries because of the foods we eat. But if you take stuff like this and it gets in there every day, it's just imagine a whole bunch of little people. That's what I always think of. A whole bunch of little people with push brooms, and they're just making that inside of that. They're sweeping everything out of there till it becomes clean. And that's what this product literally does in your system. These ingredients are powerful, more powerful than any other product on the market. I'm bar none, because I took some of the other stuff, didn't do anything for me. This stuff works.
So, Randy, I'm sitting here just like feeling real emotionally, I don't know, moved in a positive way, because it's one thing just to know that something works, but then to actually get the education of how it works in the body, it really takes you to another level. And so I just appreciate you just sharing this information, because a lot of people don't know the things that you just shared. And we've got to get the word out. As you said, I mean, minerals are key. Vitamins don't even work in the absence of minerals. People may have asked, well, okay, well, if the soils are depleted in the United States, how can these greens have the mineral content that you're talking about? But you explained that, the minerally rich soil that is grown in. Did they say it's grown in only one of two ancient volcanic seabeds in the world?
Right. This place in Utah that our minerals these plants are growing in, is only one of two places in the world that has this rich concentration of these minerals.
Gosh. And I've been preaching for years, guys, you got to get your minerals. Minerals are so important. I've seen so many diseases be reversed from people correcting mineral deficiencies. And my father's a big proponent of green foods. You got to get your greens. So as Randy said, this is like eating 2.5 pounds of greens. But if you ate 2.5 pounds of spinach, if you ate 2.5 pounds of collard greens from the grocery store, it wouldn't even be equivalent to this, because the food from the grocery store is not grown in soil that is minerally rich and dense. Okay, back in 1936, there was a Senate document 264, and it said that our soil bearing crops were 95% depleted of its mineral content back then. And so we know it hasn't gotten any better. If anything, has gotten worse. And so all we do is we just pour this Thrive into our bottle of water. Most people just drink one a day. If you have a severe challenge, you can certainly drink more than one a day. I know, Randy, you needed more than one because you really had a grave issue. You took 4 a day because he had a real grave issue. But guys, I'm telling you, nothing feels as good as feeling great. Randy couldn't even walk to his mailbox without getting out of breath. He had pain down his arm, and the doctor said, we want to operate now. Don't you dare leave this hospital. But he wanted to do it a different way. And in God's providence, he was introduced to these Thrive Organic Greens, and now we are introducing it to you. Randy has shared with us the nutrition that is in here that does the work. Randy has shared his expertise of how it works in the body. And so I'm telling you all, with heart disease being the #1 killer. And Randy, real quickly, because we say heart disease, but tell us, what are some of the diseases that are connected to cardiovascular issues?
Well, this is one of the things I was just going to say. You know, as wonderful as it is and does things for the heart, it literally helps the heart. Oftentimes starts to actually, it's kind of a catch-all. One of the diseases that's added into the heart disease, or the heart disease causes or gets caused by, is called type 2 diabetes. Now, when you have type 2 diabetes, it isn't that your pancreas isn't working. It's just not, it's producing insulin, but your body has what they call insulin receptors that doesn't receive it because it's overproduced. It becomes like acclimated to it and says, well, we don't need that. This product, especially the greens in this product and the minerals, will tell your body to start using that insulin properly, oftentimes, including myself. You see, I was also a type 2 diabetic.
Gotcha.
My blood sugars were crazy. I mean,
Wow.
They jumped all over the place. Now, in fact, I was just in 2 days ago to the clinic and have a complete blood workup, and my blood sugars are normal. They're fine. And it's this product that's doing it. So
Yes.
type 2 diabetes is another one. The other one is high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see all kinds of testimonies, and you know as well as I do, Bloomy, we hear testimonies from people all the time about how their blood pressure is now down to normal. Again, I was another guy like that. My bottom number was consistently in the low 90s. My top number was anywhere from 150 to 170. Now my bottom number, when I was just in the other day, and I brought her my record on my blood pressure, but it's in the middle 60s to low 70s, my bottom number.
Wow.
And my
That's
top
awesome.
number was, when I was up there, was 111 the other day. I mean, but it might jump up to 130 once in a while, but she said, I just can't believe this because
Wow.
I'm still overweight. I need to lose a whole lot more weight, okay? But even for the size I am, she says, I can't believe this.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, unbelievable. So those three things all tie in together.
Yes.
Diabetes, blood pressure, and heart problems, they're all tied together, every one of them. When you fix one, you oftentimes fix the other ones.
And we all know people from our families, our friends, and our church. We all know somebody who's affected by one of those. High blood pressure, diabetes, heart problems. People were even losing weight with just the greens before we got the detox tea because it alkalizes the body. And what I've noticed is that when I have these this product, these minerals in me, I don't even get as hungry as I normally do.
No.
So it's some great things with this Thrive. So ladies and gentlemen, we don't claim that our products treat, cure, or heal anything. But what we say is this. When you give the body what it needs in a form that it can use it in, the body will do amazing things, and that is to heal itself. And so diseases can be reversed when you give the body the right nutrition. Arteries can become more flexible. We have blockages that can get cleared out. You can come off of your medication. And so remember, but it just doesn't happen by osmosis. And yes, God is a healer. We believe in divine healing, but he gives us wisdom, and he has put all the herbs of the field and green foods on the earth for us to heal our bodies and heal the nations. And so, Randy, I want to thank you for allowing us some time and educating us. We're so glad that you got a hold of this Thrive and you're here. So whoever shared that with you, I know that you are just so thankful for that person. So just like Randy is thankful for whoever shared this with him. Was it Shelly?
Shelly, yeah.
Shelly for real.
Yeah.
You could be saving a life just like Shelly helped to save Randy's life. What if she said, oh, I don't know if he'd be interested or not. And, you know, he's already probably taken some things. And she did not reach out to him. Chances are he would not be here today. Guys, open your mouth. Please share this video. Run watch parties with this video. Put this video in inboxes of people that you know need it. And then get back to the person who shared this video with you. And don't forget to go to randystory.com and share his story with other people, because we truly want to save and impact and empower lives. Randy, any last closing words?
All I can tell you is, look, you may feel great right now and you say, gee, there's nothing wrong with me. I have to tell you that 1 second before the massive pain in my left shoulder and arm happened, I didn't think there was a thing wrong.
Wow.
So listen, if you got pain, thank God you got it, because you're still alive to experience it. If you don't have any pain, too late for you in often cases.
Wow.
So that's all I can say. Share it with everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Randy. Your health is your greatest wealth, guys. Protect it. Protect it. If you're healthy, keep it. And if you already are experiencing some sort of disease, know that your body can renew. And with that, we'll see you on the other side. Thank you, Randy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Don't forget to order your Thrive Organic Greens from whoever shared this video with you.